Okay. We cut the lines coming off the 8S ESC, and we put an XT90 in here, and we had an XT90 molded in to the harness. That way, if once and if and when the cap pack wears out, if I run enough to wear it out, I can just unplug it and take it off the harness and put another one on. You know, guys be soldering the cap pack into the harness straight into the ESC. That's bad news, guys. You know, cap packs wear out. That's what happens to your ESCs when your ESC just quits working. That's what happened. These three that you see here, those are capacitors. They're about the same size as these here. So, you know, the only reason you can't replace them on the ESC is because they gel them in with epoxy. Other than that, when your ESC just all of a sudden just stops working, you could just change those capacitors, $2, and that $100 or $200 ESC would be back up to snuff. You know, because capacitors on average, for quality, you know, they're like $5 a pop. You know, and I mean, those caps in that cap pack are not as big as they get. This set here is even larger than those. And people say, well, why didn't you run cap packs before? Well, I wasn't doing speed runs, and I didn't run long enough. I haven't worn out any ESCs, but I will tell you, now that I've gotten started and got all the circuit boards and what, you know, I'm going to put a cap pack on every car just because having a cap pack, even just a 3-cap unit on a 36S car, like say you got a Creighton or Italian or the HSC unit, maybe the Traxxas units, if you got a 3 or 4-cap line in it and you're just bashing, your ESC and your batteries are going to last a lot longer because they keep the battery flow smooth as well as the power going into the ESC smooth. So what you're doing, it's like kind of like a shock absorber on your car. Okay. With that being said, when you hit a bump, your springs go up and down, but the shock absorber smooths that out. So it stops everything from wearing out so fast on the bottom end and, of course, on the top end where the springs and shocks attach to the frame. The other analogy I could use is old tractors, older cars, they didn't have fuel pumps. The fuel tank was always up higher than the inlet to the engine, and it was a gravity feed issue. But if you were going uphill, you had a problem because now the tank was lower. Well, the fuel pump and the capacitor are the same thing. They keep a steady, they make everything steady and a smooth flow. And, you know, that's what that's all about. And some of these guys are out here touting, you know, the music equipment or sound equipment grade capacitors. Well, that's a yes and a no. Um, if you're doing something, you know, with a real expensive car and you're out there and you're running for money, well, then the kind of money they're talking about is well worth it. But if you just want to take care of your stuff, a standard cap, you know, there is an industry standard for capacitors. And some people say, well, don't buy Chinese capacitors. I got news for you. 90% of the stuff comes from China. It's like computers. There's only 4 companies on this planet that physically manufacture motherboards for every name brand of computer out there. Okay, take it from somebody who's been building and designing computers for a lot of years. And when I say a lot of years, I'm talking about longer than most of you are been in this world. You know, it's not what you think. You know, don't fall for the hype. You know, quality is quality. It's not about, you know, having the best capacity in the world. If you're not doing anything other than just you normal speed runs, and you don't need that. You know, it's a waste of money because they're going to do the same thing. What the super quality caps will do is maybe last a tad longer, but nobody's measured that. Nobody's measured that. You know, I mean, I got quad tray scopes and I got some wicked equipment in here. You know, in this pile behind me, I've got a medical grade power supply, and that's as good as it gets. And there's nothing I can't test in here with that. But in the meantime, between time, shredder's getting close. I'm gonna take it out tomorrow, and the gyro hasn't come yet, and the GPS speedometer and the speed tracer hasn't come yet. But I'm gonna take it out and give it a run like it is, just to see how it performs with these road crushers, and hopefully the gearing is up to snuff. I've got another set of pinions and spur gears coming, and because we're gonna do this, I've got spur and pinion sets on paper that go up to about 180 mile an hour coming in here. So the problem is will it push it? Numbers is fine. Numbers look really good, but will this motor push them gears to get this thing up there? Okay, we got 200 amp ESC. We got a ballsy ass motor. This motor is rated for 12S. We've got a capacitor set here that's rated for, I don't know, I guess there's a such thing as 16, but I ain't getting ready to go there. But, if I get a fluctuation, I'll check it. So I don't know how it's going to roll, because I could always put that Mamba in here. And, that bad boy's got the data logging. But I haven't gotten that far down the road yet. When I get to where I want to start doing data logging, if I decide to build other speed run vehicles, I'm going to build something where, the standard cars, they got wobble in them. Ain't going to be no wobble. It's going to be tight like a real vehicle if I get into that. But, to make this shredder do that, given its origins, this thing was a piece of toast when I first got it. There's nothing here that's original, with the exception of the front and rear diff and some of the suspension. Other than that, everything, most of it was gone with the fire anyway on its very first run. And there's going to be some follow-up videos about that as well. But in the meantime, in between time, this is what we got. She's not crowded. There's plenty of space. And of course, it's a lot bigger than the Slash and Italians and people and the Cratons that people are doing the runs with. This is a big dog. But I think she's gonna hold up. And if it does well in test runs, I'm gonna go ahead and put a lock center in it and go from there and turn this puppy dog loose in the streets. So that's what we got, and that's where we're going. And as you can see, that's an Arma motor mount. You can see inside where it's silver there, where it's been cut off. We're running twin fans, 200 amp ESC 8S. We've got some 50 volt cat pack going on. Homemade stuff, my own breadboard. Got it wrapped. I don't seal it all the way up because caps get hot like everything else. Got to breathe. So the diffs are stock. Redcat Shredder XT and the Road Crushers. Everybody that does speed runs are familiar with them. So we're gonna see how she do on the new flavor Willy bar. Incidentally, I love that Willy bar. This one works even better than the other, especially with the pitch I got on it, because she's almost a perfect pitch for acceleration. So the next project I got is a larger wing in the front. And if things work out okay, I need to put a air dam in the front like the F1 cars. I'm going to need one in the front because it ain't going to stay on the ground. Get some air up under that wide chassis. She's going to want to take off without wings. There we have it. Oh, back from the dead, earning my bread. You guys be good. Enjoy your bash and bash on. Appreciate you. If you ain't blessed, get blessed. If you ain't healthy, fight for it. If you don't, you end up under the ground. You don't want that. Don't nobody want to be looking at no dirt. My little sweetie pie. Yeah. See you later. Bye, guys. Peace.